For many, celebrating major milestones is done through religion. But what happens if the ceremony of one of the most important days of your family's life turns out to be a sham?
That's right. 23 ABC's Alyssa Flores has more on the scam that the local Catholic diocese wants you to be aware of. Alyssa?
Yeah, Jessica, Josh, there typically is some sort of fee associated with celebrating a ceremony in a Catholic church, paying for the cost of opening up the church, perhaps musicians. But the local Catholic diocese is now warning the congregation of reports of alleged clergy offering to perform religious ceremonies outside of the church. The diocese says not only are the ceremonies not legitimate, but the people are losing out on money.
When we celebrate the sacraments, they take place in the church.
Though it's become common to celebrate wedding ceremonies in unique, sentimental, and lavish places, in the Catholic faith, wedding ceremonies are celebrated within the four walls of the church.
And people have asked me about getting married outside of the church, and I explained to them the importance of how this sacrament needs to be celebrated in the church.
As with most other sacraments.
Unless it's like an emergency baptism for an infant or something like that.
Now the Diocese of Fresno, which includes the Catholic parishes in Bakersfield, is reminding their parishioners about the very particular requirements of religious sacraments, as they've received reports of baptisms, first communions, confirmations, and weddings that are being performed at homes and other non-parish locations. The diocese says these ceremonies are said and appear to be Catholic, including the attire of the minister. St. Joseph's Catholic Church in Bakersfield points at this video as an example of clergy that's said to have taken part in these fraudulent ceremonies in the past. So what are some giveaways that the person offering to perform your ceremony might not be legitimate?
Sometimes red flags could be maybe substantial fees. That's one thing that we've heard from people. Sometimes no preparation whatsoever. There's always preparation before receiving a sacrament in the church. These celebrations are taking place in non-parish locations.
And if the ceremony isn't legitimate, then it's not recognized in the Catholic Church, something that Father John Shearer says can be devastating to break to families.
I've had a few cases like that, and I have to explain to them. We try to handle that sensitively and then gently guide them towards having their marriage convalidated in the church.
He says no matter how Catholic in nature these ceremonies may appear, they must abide by tradition.
People are confused, but if they're not taking place in the church by a Roman Catholic priest, then they're not.
The diocese says that the best way to know that your venue for your celebration and the clergy providing that celebration is legitimate is to run a check on the diocese website. We're going to have more information on that on our website, turn to 23.com.